All right. So before we get into this, I want to just mention that this is the time for a change, like, title. Like, it is a time for a change, right now. It's like around the time, but it's not happening right now. There's going to be a little bit of time before it happens. And basically, it's not over. It's like just there's going to be a change for a set period of time. And I will have like a little bit at the end that like kind of just wraps it all up if you guys want to jump to that, or you can listen to the whole thing and get like a detailed explanation of like everything that's going down. But just know that I'm good, we're good, everything's okay. It's just something needed to change, and there's a lot of reasons for that. But I wrote down a couple key points. I'm going to talk on each one of those, and I'm going to try to stick to what I wrote down. But I love to yap, so we'll see how that goes. Anyways, what it is that's happening. Long story short, to start this, I'm going on a road trip across Canada. Uh, to find where myself, Stephanie, and Gija are going to settle down and plan not only our wedding, but our home and our future, because this place ain't it, man. Uh, there's reasons for that. There's multiple. And just long story short, we're extremely unhappy here. I know that there's a lot of room here that, like I mentioned, and when I was doing the subathon and all that, you could see there is a good amount of room here. It's just, it's bad. Key points I wrote down, and these are straight from the head. Obviously, this isn't just me trying to yeah, I've talked about this on streams many times. The price of this place and the price of surrounding areas are astonishing, and it just doesn't make sense at all. Everywhere that you go around here is just getting more and more and more expensive. And yes, the whole world has gotten across the board, kind of crazy, but there is just something special about where I live, and it's just not good at all. And every single time we move, it's always more and more and more and more expensive for less and less and less quality of life. And it got to the point where we just said it's enough. The state of the rental that we live in, you guys know, if I tap my foot, everything shakes. If I walk, the whole place feels like it's gonna break. And not just me as like a 200-pound man, even my little sister, who's like extremely small and light. Same thing. She mentioned it too when she visits. And there's a lot of reasons for that. The place is just beat up. It's been chewed up. It's everything that was white is yellow. It's people smoked here a lot when they lived here before us. The carpets are absolutely horrible. It's just straight up 100%. We know that there's mold in this place. And originally our thought was, oh, we'll just go ahead and move out of here and find somewhere else, but that's just not happening anymore. There's nothing here. There's nothing around. Ontario's been in the people who are in charge, right? Are it's insane. Like there's nowhere for anyone to go. Even though I've lived in Ontario my whole life, in the city, mainly the city forever, I've seen it just get more and more and more and more crowded, more and more and more expensive, and lesser and lesser and lesser in quality. And it's just getting insane. If you ever want to have a chance of renting something under $2,000 a month, you're living in a basement of a house that is extremely small, crowded, one, maybe two bedrooms with access to a shared backyard, or you're in the main floor where you're living underneath and above somebody in one house, or you're living up top where you're living above both floors where there's two other families or groups of people living in, and you're crammed in there. There's no space for a puppy. There's no space for two people to breathe, and there's nothing quality about it. Now, the other big thing, there's like the smells of this place again with the carpet and all that stuff. Everything's just gotten really musty, as well as the health concerns when I got pneumonia. And it's not just that, it started a long time ago. When we first moved in here, it was really the only choice. The only place that was like not reasonably priced, but the only place that was within a price range that made any sense to even think about renting and had any room whatsoever, and there were no other options at all. The place we were living in was being hiked up, hiked up, hiked up, hiked up, hiked up, and there was no space at all. They're constantly, intruding on your private domicile. Jesse, Breaking Bad. And just it was just it was terrible. I had a lot of things to say about it. The power would cut every single day, like 3 times. It was loud. They would constantly be testing the systems. They would constantly come in and like knock on the door, and they would walk in sometimes and just like just be all up in your business because they decided that they wanted to check something 3 or 4 times a month, and it just the place was terrible. So we moved here, and then everything just got horrible. And then I got sick, and I got sick again, and then I got even more sick, and then it never stopped. And then fast forward to like almost a full year of living here, I got pneumonia, and it was very bad. It was very bad, and ever since I had that, I have not felt good at all, in the slightest. And it's just gotten to the point where I'm just scared that I'm gonna get it again. And like we thought, okay, well maybe we move, right? There's nowhere to go. There's nothing to do, and the only thing we could do is move back into that building, with let's say my mother-in-law, Stephanie's mom, my fiance, her mom there, and just squeeze into that place and just try to figure things out from there. And that is an option if we wanted to, or the other option is we can go and rent another place in this city and be right back to square one, spending a lot of money, spending more than we're spending right now for, again, less space, and being wedged in between other families. And that's not what we want to do anymore. We're like, we're 27. Well, I'm turning 27 in June. Steph's 27 now. And we have Gija, and that's important that we all have room, and her as well, to grow, and it's going to be healthy. And we don't want her to get, you know, we don't want her to get sick as a puppy growing up with a mold-filled house. We don't want that. Um, and Steph's mom again, Izzy. We don't want her to be stuck living in an apartment by herself in retirement, just unhappy. And it's important to me just as much as it is to her. I love her so much. She's the best person out there. Other than Stephanie, she's like a best friend. I bonded with them so much, and we want what's good for not only me, Stephanie, Gigi. We also want to make sure it's really good for her too. So we want to do something about that because we don't want to keep being resigned to this place and just like feeling like we have to be complacent and when we can absolutely do something about it. We don't want to keep on paying someone's mortgage just to have a terrible quality of life with all of the problems that I'm not listing every individual one of them here, but all of the problems that comes with this place. I don't want to just keep on being, let's just be comfortable. Let's just figure it out. Let's just wait it out. Like what are we waiting out? It's getting too bad. But one more important thing before I get into like the details of the trip, how will my content continue? I want to talk about this because I'm obviously very passionate about what I do. And I know that I haven't been streaming a whole lot recently. That has been pretty clear. I constantly thought that if I was just to take a short break, come back, I'm going to love doing what I do. But every time I wake up in here, I feel ill. I feel sick. I feel terrible. And I know that that's something that a lot of people go through, but when you wake up and you're like, I got to have energy, I got to entertain, I got to think about content, I got to talk and talk and talk, I got to be in front of the camera, and I got to bring that, entertainment, I got to bring that excitement and whatever, and I got to ignore the irritation, I got to ignore the problems, I got to just pretend everything's good, right? Because you don't want to just tell you guys like, oh, I'm upset, this sucks, this is terrible. I don't want to keep just saying that. I want to do something about it. Like, obviously, I want to keep my content up, right? I love doing this, want to keep it up. And I do have plans for this. It's not like I'm done doing this. That's not going to be the case until I actually just fail or I figure out a way to do it better. And there's no way I'm just going to give this stuff up because I love what I do. I love it. It's just I can't breathe in this place. I can't think in this place. There's something constantly just gnawing at me, and it's when I'm live, I have a great time, and then I get off the stream, and then I start coughing, and I'm not to be discussing with phlegm, and like just my nose is constantly stuffed up, my head hurts, and like just feel horrible, and then I keep getting that really weird. I start shaking, my hands start shaking, and I get worried and anxious that I'm gonna get pneumonia again. And like, it's when I'm here. So it's just I want to keep making content. I do have plans. I'm gonna set up uploads while I'm on the road. Be every 2 weeks. We're gonna have like another video out or something like that. I'm gonna make some really chill videos. I'm not gonna worry about like how crazy they are. I'm gonna make every 2 weeks or every couple weeks or whatever. I want to have another video out. I have one video that's almost done editing. I have another video that I can edit myself, and I will. And I have another video I can edit myself, which I will. I'll do whatever I need to do to get that out and ready. And then I have a couple other things. I want to just start recording some relaxed content. And when I say want to, I will. And now I have an absolute, like guarantee that I have a plan now. And like that motivation is there. And I'm gonna get that going. I want to make sure we want to keep content going in some capacity where I'm not going to be live every single day. In that sense for Skyblock content, because as much as we're waiting for updates in that game and whatnot, we don't know when it's going to happen. We don't know when the 1.21 foraging update, that is just a whole other problem in itself, that kind of content and whatnot. Obviously, that will be hopefully soon enough, but we know it's not going to be soon enough to just sit around for 5-6 months and say it's coming. Could be like a year from now, could be half a year from now. We don't know. By then, if I'm just still sitting here being complacent, I'm going to have a lot of problems. I need to do something about this now while I can, while it makes sense, right? Anyways, I want to make it more tame and true to how I really am in streaming content, and I want to upload a consistent travel vlog as well while I'm out and about. So that as well is something that I really do want you guys to understand. It's going to be tame, relaxed, light edit on my laptop, just record it off my phone, just how I'm doing, how Steph's doing, how the pup's doing, where we're at, where we're going, places we're looking around at, provincial parks we're going to go to, and just things that happen on the road, funny moments on the road, and just my thoughts, and just one person that I really like to watch, which is a good example of some things. I love to watch Outdoor Boys, but I also really love to watch Life of Tom. And if you guys don't know Tom Cassell or any of those, it just vlog style content is something that I never thought I would do. And that's because I don't do anything that crazy every day. I have like a pretty set schedule. I get up, I do what I need to do. I take care of the pup for a bit, get some food in me, do a couple things I need to do, maybe run errands with Stephanie or whatever, or just take care of emails and some things on my PC, and then stream for a while. Then I get off that after recording and or streaming, and then I do a little bit more of that offline that I need to, and then deal with some offline stuff on the PC. And then once I'm done, usually either go to the gym, or B, I hang out with Steph and the pup again, and then we go and we get dinner, and then we run more errands. I deal with some stuff around the house that I need to deal with. Then we get to chill out, watch something on the TV for a little bit, maybe hang out with a friend or something like that. Then we go to bed, wake up, do it again. That's pretty well every single day of my life in the past couple of years, and that's awesome. But I'm going to be out doing stuff. I love to show people what I'm doing. I love to share what I'm doing with you guys, whether it be in my office or maybe, on the road, right? So I want to do that. And if you guys are going to be into that, yeah, it's up to you, right? Maybe only 10 people watch it consistently. I don't care. I just want to show people where we are. I don't want to disappear. And even though it's only going to be for a little bit of time, it's not going to be too long. I do not want to stop the communication. I love chatting with you guys. I love seeing how you guys are doing. Even though I've been offline for the past couple of days, just thinking. I was in a pretty bad spot, not like a really dark place. I was in a pretty bad spot, just worried and just upset about the situation for a while. And you guys have probably heard a little bit of that. But the one thing that's important to me, I'm looking at the Discord. I'm looking at my Twitch chat just in case someone pops in there, just seeing how they're doing. I'm looking over at the YouTube side. I'm answering emails. I'm looking back at the Discord. I'm keeping an eye on it and stuff like that. I love it. I love the fact that I've, been lucky enough to have you guys be a part of this and just be invested in it. And it's very passionate about it. I love it very much. And it's something very cool to me even now, years later. I still don't believe it. I know I'm not a big streamer. I'm a very small streamer, but there's something about you guys. It's just insane. You guys are you guys have given me the craziest opportunity without maybe even thinking about it, just by supporting the streams and watching the videos. That's all it is. It just that alone, I've been able to do something that I love to do and challenge myself in so many ways, rather than just physically, in general, which is all I did before this. Everything was all physical. It's physical, like long 12+ hour shift, labor, or working in a fabrication shop, smacking around 80-pound base plates and building optometrist chairs, and like, just welding, grinding, and just cooking, and painting metal, and all that stuff all day, just breaking myself, even at a young age. So just doing that for a long time, and like, I know the value of doing that, but I also know the value of, like, entertaining somebody. And even if I can do that a slight bit, I am so happy to do that. So I do want to keep up that entertainment. I do want to keep that going, even, on top of the Skyblock content I'm going to have pre-recorded. I do want to even play that a little bit, still record on the road a little bit here and there, because, I'll have like a good amount of data. We'll have a good generator, or like, battery on board to try to get that going. We'll try to figure out the logistics of it, but that will also be a thing, as well as some streams here and there too, like IRL short streams here and there, or going live from different places where I can just go live on Skyblock for a little bit and just hang out with you guys and do some marbles races and catch up, and every couple days if possible, or every week or so, and we'll figure that out, right? And I have a laptop. I have a decent laptop. I just need to figure out one little thing about it, and I can make that work. And I think that'd be a really good challenge for not only, like, me, but, you guys to, try to not leave and disappear forever and keep watching the content. So it's a great challenge for you too. Stress test the enjoyment or the attention span, because I know a lot of us don't have that anymore. Me personally, I do have a pretty good one, but speaking for everybody, you know what I'm saying? It's gotten pretty bad. Now, how long will I be gone? We plan to be out for anywhere from like 3 weeks to a month, maximum 2. And the plan is, while we're doing this, we're gonna finance a truck and a travel trailer. We don't have a lot of money. Coming right out and just make it a whole, like, really obvious. We don't have a whole lot of money. We've had a pretty wild time, and not to get into the specifics, because I don't necessarily want to take this time to explain how my life has always been, but we don't have like a hell of a lot of cash on hand or something like that to go and just live luxuriously and just relocate on a boom. I want to do it. Like, we don't have the money to just do that, but we have a plan. And obviously, I'm not going to be like, hey guys, we're going to leave and have a huge problem, and we don't know what we're doing, and just hopefully we come back and see ya. We're not going to do that. Like, we've planned this out. I've planned this out meticulously, as far as I can. And we're getting there. We even tried to look at a truck today that was, oddly enough, it was a GMC Sierra 1500 elevation, and it was listed for $10,000 after a rebate, because they messed up. But they got so many calls about that it sold extremely fast. Obviously, they messed up. It's not supposed to be worth $16,000 before the rebate. After the rebate, $10,000. It's supposed to be worth 5 to 6 times that price. So we almost got extremely lucky, and if only. But that's not going to happen. We're looking for like an older truck. We're looking for one that's sturdy enough, and then an older trailer that's sturdy enough that we can finance, use for a while. Eventually, once we're done with it, I will spiff them up. We'll make them look nice, and we'll sell them to, like, cover that financing and, like, cover that cost. And we're obviously going to stick within our means so we don't have any issues. And that's why the important part of that being, like, me putting out some content, streaming here and there, and then doing some stuff before we go and loading up a little bit. So that's not too bad, but we'll have that all situated. We have a plan, so it's not that bad. But just something that we're comfortable in. We can get on the road, and what's going to happen is, right when we find the truck and the trailer very soon here, we're going to get that stuff done, and we're going to give our 2 months. You do have to give 2 months notice where we live, in Ontario at least. You do have to. Obviously, some places you can talk with them, you can get it in writing. But if you guys remember a video, I don't know if I actually posted that video. I don't think I did. But if you guys remember me talking about the previous move from the other place to here, yeah, it's really important to get a I was just getting a call from a Camp Mart. Anyways, there's an important thing. You have to get it in writing, but mainly, if you don't get it in writing for a 2 months notice, and then you leave earlier, you can have a lot of problems, which we found in our, again, previous place to here. So we're just going to give her 2 months, and we're going to pay that last month. Our actual last month, we also, it's already paid. We're not going to mess around this time. We're going to make sure it's all perfect. We're going to get everything in writing, and we're going to make sure everything's fine and dandy. Make sure everything's pristine, left fine, and then I'm going to keep streaming. I'm going to keep doing my thing. We're going to keep that going. And once the time comes for me to go on my trip to Quebec with my basically brother and his fiance, Gavin and Pam, Steph and I, we're all gonna go to Quebec soon. Once we go there, have like a nice relax, like, okay, here we go. We just take the planned trip we had, we come back, we do our last couple streams here, and then get everything in storage, get out of here, clean it all up, and then basically just touch base with everyone we need to touch base with, and hit the road. Sometime in either July, mid-July, or the beginning of August. So, long story short, we can't keep waiting for this to get better and just not do anything about it. We need to just get ourselves situated, and we're both very much in love with the idea of being out and about, exploring, but also having a mission of finding out where we want to be. So the main reason for the sudden change, again, I have stuff written down, as you guys can probably tell. I do get off track really easily, so that's why. So not kill the energy or get you down. Just want to let you guys know you can skip this part if you need to. Just give you a couple seconds. You can skip this, but I've talked with Steph and explained where I am mentally, and she's obviously been incredibly supportive. I want to let you guys know I'm obviously doing fine, but I have been extremely worried. I've been very anxious and just extremely unhappy for like the past year and a bit. I was kind of getting there in the previous place. We came here and it just got really bad, and I never knew why. And then I kind of I had like an idea. It's like, oh, it's just because I'm not streaming as much, or I'm not doing this. And no matter how much I streamed, I was like, I would love the moments. And then the second I was off stream, I would just feel so upset. I'd feel so awful. I haven't had any energy, right? I'm always sick. Like my nose is always stuffed. I sniffed right then and there. Perfect timing. But my nose is always stuffed. My head hurts. My eyes feel kind of like fuzzy. My throat just feels weird and it's dry all the time. And then not to gross you out, but again, the phlegm thing, it's pretty bad. Then I got really sick, and then since then it hasn't been any better. Than iffy ever since then, and it's like constantly kind of seems like it's still there, and I can't breathe, and it's obviously some of that can be chalked up to just being anxious, and I get that. Like I try to be level-headed about it, but like in general, it's just like if you're in a bad position, you can kind of in the first bit you're just like, oh, it's just a cold, and then it just keeps going, and you kind of just get used to it. And then eventually you realize once you leave and you come back, and you're like, felt fine. For the most part, I felt like I was getting good, and then you come back inside, you come back to, home, and it's just bad again. And it's like, it's pretty dangerous, I think. But not only me, it's also, I don't want to like, ignore the fact that it's not just me. It's Gija, it's Stephanie. It's like Stephanie's the most important thing. But the right now, a very, very like obvious statement is that dog is going through growth and changes and like becoming an adult dog. If there's mold in here, which we know there is, we are so sure there is. If there's mold in here and problems and like whatever other concerns that could be in this place, because it's, again, disgusting. No matter how much we try to clean stuff, it's just the place is rotting. We don't want that to hurt her growth or kill her or make her extremely unhealthy. and just mess with her while she's growing. And then I also don't want my fiance, Stephanie, to have a problem with the fact that she already has asthma. You know what I mean? She already has some, some health problems that she's been dealing with forever. I don't want that to get worse for her either, because, like, I get sick all the time, and I get very sick when I get sick. It's pretty bad. You guys saw the one, but, like, if she gets sick too, and then, the dog's getting sick, and we're all just getting sick, and more health concerns pop up, and more things get worse because we just don't do anything about it, it's only our fault. So we need to take the next step. I'm going to wrap this up with a explanation of everything, and I want to stick to what I wrote, but we're extremely optimistic, so just don't worry too much about that. We're excited, we're hopeful, but like previous Voxy wrote here, we can't wait to travel and find out where we want to end up, and not only to get like a house, but just, set ourselves up for an actual life. Because I think everyone owes it to themselves to make sure that they're happy with where they're living and their situation. Because if you just get complacent, you just resign yourself to whatever you're at and, like, wherever you're at, just because it works enough, or this is all I deserve or something. Like, you need to just snap out of that shit. Get yourself situated. There's nothing more ridiculous than knowing that you're unhappy and staying there any longer, or just being okay with it when you can figure out a change. If you can figure something else out, which, again, going completely off my notes here, but, like, if you know that something's bothering you and you continue to do it, it's kind of just, you're in a cycle of problems. If you know that's let's say, like, addiction, that I've struggled with addiction with, like nicotine and stuff in the past, and I was like, oh, I'll just have, like, I'm just used to the, the cough, and I'm used to the nicotine. I'll just keep on smoking anyways. It's fine. Nothing's really life-changing's happened yet. It's fine, whatever. And it just got worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. Eventually, you got to make a change. Something's got to happen. And, like, it goes for anything, in your life. You can change anything you want. You just need to apply yourself to do so. And that's something that I'm finally realizing I can just do. And it's not just me who thinks this way. Stephanie does too. But, like, we've had a good amount of conversations back and forth, and expressing how she feels about it. I express how I feel about it. We put our minds together, and we express everything that we want, everything we want to do, and this is the best way to get there, that we know and that we can currently think up. So there's another important thing too. Also, her mother-in-law, right? She's moving. Wherever we go, we're bringing her, and that's something that I brought up when I expressed my thoughts about this to Stephanie for the first time. I don't want to try to people like, a lot of people don't get along with their in-laws or whatever. I love Isabel. She is the most selfless and the most caring, kind, cute lady that I have ever met. I don't know if I said that right exactly, because I think the way I started that sentence just kind of doesn't really make, like, I don't know. I feel like there were some grammatical errors. But anyways, she is the most adorable human being I've ever met in my entire life. And she is also someone who's went through quite a lot of hell in her life, and she deserves to also be happy. So I want to make sure that we're all good. And I'm not going to just sit here and wait, be like, oh, maybe one day I have enough money where I can just buy something for all of us, or maybe I have a situation where I can take care of everybody and set everyone up. That's just thinking, like, that's like, being optimistic is good, but that's just thinking, only if something happens, right? We're not thinking like, oh, I could go try to figure this out, and we can work as a unit to try to figure this thing out, and then bring home, like, all right, this is where we want to be. This is where we want to go. We have the plan. We figured it out. Now let's save for that down payment, and let's all head out there, and let's be happy. That's it, essentially. And we've talked with, it was Mother's Day yesterday, and I had my mom over, and I had in-law over, Isabel, Stephanie's mom there, and the four of us had some wine. I cooked up dinner, barbecued up some beautiful sausages and some baked potatoes, asparagus. I got us a shrimp ring and a bottle of wine. They brought a second bottle of wine, some nice white wine there, and just chatted. We explained this to them. They were both extremely happy about how optimistic we were and like happy we were about the idea, and they could see that we were clearly very passionate about it. And once we said that, and I'm not like a person who's gonna tear up explaining it, but like trust, it like warms my heart so friggin' much. She started just crying, super. She was like, "Oh, I'm gonna miss you guys so much." But again, I want to, this is the same thing for you guys and her. We're not just disappearing. Like we're going. We're gonna come back. We're gonna go somewhere else. We're gonna come back. We're gonna touch base. We're gonna spend more time like kind of figuring that out. And then if we want to double check somewhere, we go right back out there. We look around and maybe out east for like a 12-hour drive out east, or a 36-hour drive, west or whatever, opposite direction. We'll just go and we'll figure out what we want to do. We'll figure out where we want to land and enjoy the adventure that I'm looking forward to. And just whatever happens, happens. But the plan is to find where we want to, put our feet down and be comfortable in our first home, right? So we can't say that it's going to be a simple task and it's going to be super fast and easy. But like we don't want to just be like super, crazy and mess up too much. But like that's essentially it. We have the plan, right? Now, I hope you guys can support it, right? I'm not gonna sit here and say that like, there like I'm gonna be like super good to go and there's gonna be no issues. There's gonna be issues. We're gonna have problems. There's gonna be dramatic moments. There's gonna be hitches in that plan. But I hope that you guys can stick around and just understand what it is that we're looking for and what we're trying to do. Yes, it's not the most like what's the word? Most clever idea ever. It's not like traditional to do this kind of stuff. It's just this is what we want to do. We've thought about it. We've talked about it. We've planned a lot, and we're happy with our decision. And we think that that's the most important thing. And we also think that it'd be really awesome to watch Gija, which we love very much. We love her so much. She is one of the best things that's happened to us for a very long time. We want her to also grow up happy and outside. We took her for a walk in a conservation area just the other day, and it was so adorable to just see her outside enjoying, like, jumping around in the water, which we took her in for the first time, and she was so optimistic about, like, and optimistic. She was so excited and what was the word? Dude, ADHD is killing my brain. I can't even think of the word. She loves to just watch and like see what's going on, and she's very invested in what it is that she's seeing. Like if it's a bird, she wants to sit down and just watch it for a while, right? She wants to see what's going on, but then she wants to like know more about it. She wants to she wants to like get closer. She wants to inspect stuff, right? So she saw a cool looking rock in the water, and she's like, I really want to grab that rock, right? She's like, I really do want it, but there's water here. I've never been in this before. And she looked up at me, and I was like, just go on in. And she jumped in, full on, 4 legs, boom, landed right in there, and she started pawing at it, and she got out. She got excited. She's like, oh my God, wait, that was fun. And she gets back in, gets back out, and we went in there with her. And there's another story about that too. I'll express some things that happened with that trip. It was that little walk anyways. It's like 3 hours. We had to get in the water for another reason too. But she had a great time, and like just seeing her out there. And I love being outside. I love being out camping and hiking and traveling in some capacity, even though I've never been farther than 5 hours away. And I'm turning 27 in June. I'm like, that makes me sad, bro. Like, anyways, just having that situation, we're all very much looking forward to it, right? Now, also, with the fact that I want you guys to support it all, sorry, getting sidetracked again. I hope you guys will watch the content that I can produce whilst I'm on the road, whilst we're gone, and then the random streams that'll pop up on my laptop, or when we come back to go stay at like Steph's mom's apartment for like a day or two, stream a couple days, whatever, go back out, and then like hit the road again when we pass through the city, and then go the other direction. We go out there, random phone streams, and the vlog content that I'm going to be posting as well. That won't be planned and scheduled. It would be randomly posted, which I'd like to try to post every like 2-3 days doing that, because it won't be any more than me just like uploading a couple, clips together, edited very lightly. That's what it'll be. It'll be essentially a very chill thing that doesn't matter if it does well or not. Just letting you guys know what's going on, right? So, obviously the PC streams aren't going to be gone right now, but like once we do leave, it's going to be a pause on all this PC streaming and the regular day to day. Like go live and play Skyblock, do some marbles and just chill and chat and then go offline and do it again, right? Until we come back at least. And then we'll be back in town. We'll be staying with Steph's mom, and then all three of us will be getting ourselves situated and then getting ourselves ready, and then wherever we decide to go, which I feel the idea is like out in New Brunswick. We all love seafood. We all love being outside and enjoying fresh air. But we also really like being close to a city so we can at least have that those amenities and the access to said things. Very important, right, to all of us as well. We just don't want to be in a congested, expensive crap hole dying away. Because I clearly have a skill issue when it comes to health. Unfortunate, but it is what it is. You can't get any worse than my aim in Apex, right? Now, we do have a backup plan. Again, we have a backup plan. Not like a plan that's going to make this all really clean, but we do have a backup plan in case something bad happens. We can go back to Steph's mom's place. She's more than happy to have us there. We lived with her for a little bit, even after we moved out, before we moved somewhere else. She's super, super, super happy to have us around. She's literally just down the road. We lived in the same building after a while. Even though we left, came back, we went to the same building, not in her place, but when we came back over here, we're going to go out, do this stuff. We're going to come back. We're going to stay with her again, and then we're going to go and move all of us into a happy home, however long that takes. And then we'll have a goal. And then once I'm back after like maybe a month, maybe 2 months max, I'll be back to doing what we do right here, right? Which is not that long if you think about it. That, like in one subathon I did last year, was like day 23. That didn't go by slow at all. That was very quick, and it was just around a month, right? Like it's really not that long. And then if it goes for 2 months, you'll still again have like the little bit of content here and there. It's not like I'm going to be gone entirely. Like those PC streams will come back, and it'll be with an actual mission, a goal to accomplish, and I will upgrade anything I possibly can, once we're back to this, to make sure that I am pushing good content, and I'll be on a grind. Like, if you guys don't remember how it used to be when I had a plan and we executed that plan, but we didn't see all this stuff coming with the health, concerns and like the place getting expensive and all that. We had a plan, we executed it. I was live every day for like 5, 6, 7, 8, 12 hours. Doesn't matter. I was live. I was excited. I was happy. I had ideas. I knew what I wanted to do, and it was good. And then the only thing that really stopped that was my ability to even think and breathe. And that's since we moved in here. Very much so changed me. And I understand it now. And Steph sees it. She understands, and the passion, can only, I don't know, kind of like get pushed forward with a little bit of motivation. I have nothing. And then right when we came up with this idea, my motivation was like firing on all cylinders. I don't know, doing this is, gun emoji or something, but like I'm excited, like very much so. And as tired as I look, we only slept like 6 hours last night because we got on the call with a dealership as soon as it opened up. For an opportunity that we were hoping was going to work, but was a very far reach. We're very tired, but trust me, I'm excited. So we're going to be back to streaming daily and producing content and making dumb choices for fun streams as usual very soon. Even before we leave, we're going to be doing it regularly. Once we leave, we'll come back. It'll be back. Right now, again, I'll be live regularly until we go in about a month or two. So keep tuning in. And if anything changes, I'll update you guys here. Thank you for listening to this long rant. It's been like 40 minutes. Thank you for listening if you guys did. You guys are the goats. And well, if you guys want to put some timestamps, if I forget to, because again, my brain, I can't remember anything, please do so, and then I'll pin it. And yeah, dude, you guys are the goats. I appreciate you guys very much. And again, I'll be live on a regular basis. I'm going to be live actually, after I put this out as an announcement. I'll be live at like an hour after that probably. So yeah, I appreciate you guys very much. And let's get this going. Obviously, I'm not going to ask of you guys anything crazy, but any support from this point forward, before the trip, during the trip, and once we get back, will be for this to work out, to get into a good place, to try to, figure out where we're gonna be, and to try to like execute this plan. It will be scuffed, but with the support of you guys, helping out with not only watching the stream, watching the videos, but actively, being a part of like, using my code on whatever, like G Fuel or Bisect or whatever of those, but also when I have sponsors, like that stuff, as well as sub revenue and bits and donations, all of that stuff is going towards that goal, to be able to set up and have like a proper good stream room in a healthy environment to watch the dog grow up. Me and Stephanie can like, have our first, actual home, to be able to do what we both love to do in our own respective, ways, and just be comfortable and happy again. You know what I mean? Because we're both just dying away here, and it's not good. And especially my health has been so bad, and I have the energy that I want to put out, but I just can't get unsick. So I don't want to die when I'm 30 because of this place, and if I stay too long, that might happen. So that's it. I appreciate you guys very much. Please, join the Twitch streams. Use your Prime if you got it. Join into the sponsors and whatnot if you guys can. When we take them, I'm going to take a couple, 2 or so per month, for this month and next month, as we get towards it, because it's very important. And now there is a very good reason for them. So love you guys very much. All right. I appreciate you guys for listening. Again, thank you. And I'll see you in the streams. So if you have any more questions, then, just revert back to different parts of this video. And if you have questions that weren't mentioned here, happy to answer them in the stream. And yeah, I'll see you guys there, dude.